Jake thought he'd won the lottery when Sarah agreed to date him because she was popular, hot, and pretty. Jake believed she was way out of his league. For 6 months, he had to shed both sweat and tears for her attention. He'd drive across town at midnight just to bring her food she wouldn't even finish. She'd cancel dates last minute, ignore his texts for days, and flirt with other guys right in front of him. When his friends pointed it out, Jake defended her. "At least I have a girlfriend. She's amazing. I'm lucky she chose me." It got to a point Sarah dumped him for someone else and he was devastated. But here's the twist. 3 months later, Jake met Emma at a coffee shop. Emma texted him back within hours, made time for him, introduced him proudly to her friends, and genuinely seemed excited to be with him. The exact opposite of Sarah. Jake's first thought, "This feels too good to be true. What's wrong with her?" That's when it hit him. He'd been programmed to accept crumbs. Full meal was abnormal to him. If you are watching this, you've probably been Jake at some point. Maybe you're Jake right now. You're settling for someone who treats you like an option while you treat them like a priority. You think that's just how dating works, that you should be grateful for whatever attention you get. Here's what no one tells young men. The love you accept is a direct reflection of how much you value yourself. And if you don't know what real love looks like, you'll mistake scraps for a feast every single time. Today, we're going to fix that. The problem with a lot of young men is they don't know their worth. Most young men have never experienced what it feels like to be genuinely cherished by someone. Think about it like this. If you grew up eating fast food every day, you wouldn't know what a home-cooked meal tastes like. You might think McDonald's is fine dining because it's all you've ever known. The same thing happens with relationships. You accept being left on red for hours while she posts on social media, making excuses for her when she cancels your plans with no real explanation, seeing nothing wrong being always the one to initiate contact. You are sacred to caution her. She always criticizes you and never appreciates you. She only calls you when she needs favor from you and not because she truly misses you. You tell yourself this is normal because you don't have a reference point for what healthy love actually looks like. Here's the brutal truth. When a woman truly loves and respects a man, her behavior is completely different. She responds to his texts promptly because she wants to talk to him. She makes time for him because being with him makes her happy. She speaks to him with kindness because she values him. She shows him off to her friends because she's proud to be with him. But if you've never experienced this, it's very likely you've been settling for less. To escape this dreaded loop, you need to calibrate your compass. Step 1. Define your non-negotiables. Write down what respectful treatment looks like to you. Not what you hope for, but what you deserve. Examples: consistent, timely communication, keeping plans we make together, speaking to me with kindness, even when we are fighting, making me feel wanted, showing interest in my goals and dreams, treating me with the same respect in private as in public. This isn't about being demanding, it's about having standards. A carpenter doesn't apologize for expecting his tools to work properly. Step 2. The mirror test. Ask yourself, how do I treat someone I genuinely love and respect? Do you ignore their texts for days? Do you cancel on them constantly? Do you make them feel like they're bothering you? Probably not. You're attentive. You make time. You show you care. Now flip it. Why are you accepting treatment you would never give to someone you care about? Step 3. Date someone who loves you. You need to experience what it feels like to be valued so you can recognize it in the future. Think of it like test driving cars. If you've only ever driven a beat-up Honda with no AC and a broken radio, you might think that's just how cars are. But drive a well-maintained car once, and suddenly you understand what you've been missing. I'm not saying you should use people or lead them on. I'm saying you should be open to dating someone who clearly values you, even if she doesn't look that hot at the time. Often, the most fulfilling relationships grow from respect and compatibility rather than external physical validations. Step 4. The 80-20 rule. In a healthy relationship, you should feel good about it 80% of the time. There will always be 20% of challenges, disagreements, or tough days. That's normal. But if you're stressed, confused, or walking on eggshells more than half the time, you're not in a loving relationship. You're in a psychological survival scenario. You are setting for less. Step 5. Trust your friends' observations. When you are in love, you are likely to miss obvious bad signals because your reasoning is clouded. This is when observation from your friends would help. They aren't hating, they're seeing clearly. When multiple people who care about you say the same thing about how you're being treated, listen to them. Love can make you blind, but it shouldn't make you deaf to wisdom. Step 6. Practice self-love through action. You can't give what you don't have. Start treating yourself with the respect you want from others. Invest in your goals and dreams. Maintain your friendships and hobbies. Set boundaries in all areas of life. Take care of your physical and mental health. Celebrate your wins, including the small ones. When you genuinely value yourself, you'll naturally attract and choose people who value you too. Like attracts like. Step 7. The walking test. Here's the ultimate gauge. Can you walk away if you're not being treated well? If the thought of being single terrifies you more than being disrespected, you're dating from desperation, not choice. And desperation always accepts less than it deserves. Avoid relationships till you're sure you love yourself well enough to walk away during times of disrespect. Build a life you love, with hobbies, goals, friends, and personal growth. When your life is already full, you're only interested in adding someone who makes it better, not just anyone who fills the void. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you accept. The woman who truly loves you won't need to be convinced of your worth. She'll see it immediately and treat you accordingly. Stop settling for crumbs when you deserve the whole feast. You get the love you think you deserve, so start thinking bigger.